getting things about like the Lord Ruler, I'm just
Mhm.
like in the back of my head, I'm like, is this nigga is a hard? I'm like, he's immortal. He's way stronger than everybody.
It truly
He had a
bothers
journey.
it like low key pisses me off that all of you niggas got into this stuff so after the fact,
I
so
just want to
long
say
after I've
this.
cared. Not
To be fair,
yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know you.
Okay, you
To
know
be
what?
fair,
You're safe. I guess it's a good point. You're safe, but it's like Vince and those guys and their way of kings, and even like Addy's like, yo, you peep Red Rising. Like I read Red Rising like the year it came out. Like,
yeah, like
like, and we all know how ass my memory is. If I'm not constantly talking about it or revisiting it, it's not gonna stick with me like that. I have all of them. I do want to reread it. It's just like I can't prioritize it right now.
You told a Glock, that bitch your
But
face. You
but
don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas
absolutely
ain't
want
rapping,
to.
your disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got
yeah,
cold white inside my face. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my vein. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We caught that nigga, send him packing. Yeah, we sending niggas back. Don't give a fuck about the past. He hit the pavement, now he napping. You need some shit, this tap, tap, tap. Just know your role and play your part. You're all talk and you're all bar. We see the loser in your heart. So please stop acting like you're smart. We left that loser in a ditch. That's what you get for talking shit. These niggas talking tough for Twitter, but I know you're full of it. Talking about slime, talking about gang. Nigga, you do not have no click. Nigga trying to say I make a mad, but boy, you really make me sick. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. You told a Glock, that bitch your face. You don't want smoke, get out my face. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Can't walk this darkness in my place. I got cold white inside my veins. You niggas ain't rapping, your disgrace. That boy stay capping, he need a cage. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction. We count them digits and subtract it. Don't fuck with lanes, don't fuck with facts. Don't care about bitches and distraction. My bank account, another transaction.
I'll just come on screen. What's up? Because I wanted to kind of stream on my birthday on Friday if I could, just for a little bit.
イエーイお兄ちゃんピースピース
Yo, I started my thirds with a bang. I had a great weekend, bro. I had a great weekend. The only thing that pissed me off in the last couple of days was this fucking Rogers going out. Rogers is one of our internet providers that stinks. It's just the worst. It's all out across Toronto once the snow came down. It's so unserious. Remember I told you we have like 2.5 like telecommunications like services or whatever. There's like Bell, Rogers, and kind of like half of another one. It's so unserious. Like cyber attacking us is not hard. You can make us go dark so easily. One EMP is putting Canada in the mud, dog. We're so trash. But I had a great weekend, man. I've been calling myself 30 since I was 26. So now I just feel like I'm finally where I'm supposed to be. So it was great. I um I had a little bit of I had like a kickback get together on Friday, and I've also have not consumed that much alcohol since 2019, bro. I felt awful this morning.
the body can't handle it.
No, it can't. But that happened from a while ago, where I'd wake up like, no, I don't like this. Cause like I literally had like the moment where you say like I won't drink ever again in 2020, and like actually like somewhat did it, where I was just like, okay. I remember after that New Year's in 2020, I was like, I just don't like this, and I just didn't do it all year. But yeah, I had a small kickback. I actually was great because I didn't have to leave the house. I was supposed to get supplies for stuff all week, and I kept finding excuses not to do it. And the day of, my best friends got the candy, the chips, the snacks, and everything. And when my sister was home from work, she got the cake and other stuff because I want to eat like deep and delicious McCain's cake. So for my birthday, you usually put like a thing in there. And then so I literally didn't do nothing. I did nothing but put my turtleneck on and be swole. It was like turtleneck, and like I know I'm a turtleneck nigga now. I know I can rock. I know turtlenecks look good on me, so that's my new thing. That's my new 30s thing. And then when I'm 40, I'm rocking flat caps. No one's stopping me. I'm rocking flat caps in my 40s, bro. I will not be stopped. Um, and the party was good. I actually, how many people are in here? I have half a mind to make you guys play the Kahoots, that I made for the Can you do it? Why do you have to be like right in front of you? Can you do it? As long as you have the code, right? They can do it.
Yeah, it's
May-
completely
Maybe
online. So
maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow when there's like. 'Cause the only thing is, like, I know that for the free version, you can only have like 10 people. Like they do, or 11 people do it. So that was fun. My sister won though, so she cheated. Then my other friend, Infamous, won. So she totally cheated. I was like, yo, you live here, you know me. Like you can't be a part of this. I took way too much tequila shots. Don't drink tequila, bro. Don't do it, man. Just don't do it. It's not good for you.
yeah, uh, what is it? What is it? It's I think like actual pure tequila. If you drink only that, you actually won't wake up with a hangover.
I don't know.
I forget because there's a certain chemical in it.
Hmm.
I can't think of what it is. But like actual pure, if you actually drink it, you won't get a hangover, which is like okay. But I
Do I
don't get
believe?
hangover, so
I don't know if I believe, but yeah.
I
And then, by the
I
way,
mean,
like this is one of those months where like everybody's born one after another. So I always say from like the 18th to like the 27th, there's a birthday every day. And it's August.
mm,
August is that month in my life. That in July where everyone's just born. So, but go ahead. Let me cut you off.
August was the best month.
Is that when you're born? August to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's August to me. August and July to me are like the next best months after mine. So I'll let you rock. I'll let you rock. Yeah, I reconnected with some people that I hadn't seen in a while. Life is so weird because somebody that I used to play football with back when I was like 15, 16, he put me in a WhatsApp group with like everyone else because well, unfortunately the reason for it wasn't like the greatest reason for a reunion because somebody passed away and they were planning a funeral and going to the funeral and stuff. One of the moms that we knew. Um, but literally my dude who invited me to the WhatsApp group. So on Sunday, I was on a date and I got taken out for my late birthday thing to a place called Aniedo down here in Toronto, and it's like a Mexican kind of place. They got like a bunch of food. So during happy hour, tequila, margaritas, and tacos are half off. So we went there during there. I seen that nigga there. Like when I walked in the restaurant, like to go into like check in or whatever, and he's right there. I'm like, bro, ain't no way. The day after you add me to the WhatsApp group, I fucking run into you after 15 years. Like my life is so weird like that. Like the grand design is weird. Like something that could happen, and I'll just run into
No,
the person or their mom or something. It's so weird.
that's really how it is. I don't like. What I forget. I think there's like a phenomenon called for it, like some like weird coincidence phenomenon. I forget what it is, but it's one of those weird things of like, it's like you don't see people, but once you start seeing them, you start seeing them.
Right? Like what? What? There probably is a term for it, but it's just so funny to me because like I'm like to me I'm like that made no sense. That just made no sense to me. I was just like, bro, this is so unserious. But yeah, it's a good restaurant. I actually really like it, and they said I'll be back there, and that was the best waiter I've ever had in my life. I liked her. She was dope. It's the first time I ever had a waiter that I would argue was organic in terms of like, how do I explain this? Not forcing conversation like, oh, do you need more water? And my cup's full. Like, like she just came
Damn,
around when
what
it
the?
made when
What the
it made.
waiters you got in Canada?
I don't know, man. I would argue you get ignored or they bother you like you get your meal before you like, oh, how's the food? Like I just got it. Like it's hot. Like relax. Like go away.
Isn't Canada supposed to be nice? Aren't you guys supposed to be the nice people?
I keep telling you it's a lie. Stop falling for the propaganda. It's not real.
Oh, it's propaganda.
Yes, it's not
It's a
real.
psyop.
It's a
It's a
psyop.
psyop.
Yes, 100%. It's just we're just like any other place in the world. We got good people, we got bad people, and people in the middle. There's no difference. It's like every place in the world. Canada's not special in that. So, and then well, Saturday I went to karaoke for like the second time in my life. That was interesting. That was fun. Um, I'm trying to remember. I actually spent that day relaxing a little bit. That was one of those days where like I was home and the people just kept kind of visiting for like belated birthday wishes and stuff. And then Sunday, I after the tacos, we watched. I guess we want to watch. She wants to rewatch the whole MCU Phase One thing. So I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'll do it if we don't have to watch Hulk. Because skip Hulk. She's like, yes, okay. So Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, no Hulk. I'm not watching that. I still haven't seen the whole movie. I'm not watching that. I don't like it. That's not true. No, I did see the whole thing eventually. No, that's not true. I have seen it all now, but it didn't move me. Plus, they changed him anyways to Mark Ruffalo, so who cares? And then later that night, because yesterday was Laz's birthday and my boy Nick's birthday, I went to his house after that around 10, and I went to bed maybe a little after 1, and then I was just there. I was just crossfaded as hell. We just there. We played some games, talked a lot of shit. I guess reminisced on old times, and then I stumbled home. I didn't stumble home. Like not. I live like right across the street, and then I just plopped in my bed and woke up feeling like crap because I had to go to did a proverbial hamster wheel, as Jimmy calls it, but I call it the plantation. Shake my ass for the white man. So got to pay the bills, but it was a great weekend. Um, so I appreciate everybody who wished me happy birthday and everybody helped. Like it was just nice. Good. It was good vibes, as the kids say. Good vibes, good vibrations. The energy was nice. It was vibey. I hate that word. Vibey. Shut up. Like, what are you talking about? Anywho, you making any progress in Dino Ace, or you just been reading Miss More stuff?
No, I just been because I have I have like the Libby app, so like I basically rent books from like my library like online and stuff like that. So because I wasn't being consistent, I have like a few days left, so I was like, I'll have to get a bunch of reading done. So like I literally have like a day and a half to like finish Mistborn, and I'm like on like page 600 something. Before it returns and people and Brandon Sanderson's books are like such in high demand too. So like it's like if I don't finish this and I gotta wait like probably like a month and a half, 2 months just to read, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those. But I've read like 6 books since the start of the year. I feel like I've been pretty consistent, so I'm happy with that. Cause I read both Name of the Winds. I read uh these are newer. They're do you know John Gwynn?
Sorry. I completely zoned out because I did something where I switched it to subscribers only mode or I disabled it. What the hell did I just do? Sorry. Can you repeat that?
It says no, yeah, it's subscriber mode only. I don't know. Yeah. I said, do you know the author John Gwynn?
John Gwen? That doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. He has like a newer series. Like I haven't read any of his others, but I think he usually likes doing like Viking stuff. But he has like this newer series. He's written 2 books out of his trilogy. It's called like the Bloodsworn trilogy. It's like Vikings, revenge stories, multiple POV, and it's I don't want to say it's Norse mythology because it's not Odin and stuff, but he has his own versions of like gods in it that like have relevance. Uh, those 2 books were interesting. Uh, what else? I finished Lightbringer. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just on Mistborn now, so I
Okay.
want to finish that.
So you're one of those people who read like multiple things at once.
Yeah,
I can't split my
like I have
focus.
this.
I cannot split my focus like that. I don't have the capacity.
Yeah, I'm a multi-reader guy. Like I sometimes like to like hunker down, but like if I don't feel like there's like a huge like time limit on my thing, I'll usually have like a few things going at once. So I also have like Rage of the Dragons. I'm gonna go off, but I'm probably just gonna alternate between books. Cause I think Rage of the Dragons is like it's by this black guy. From what I know, I think it's like some alternate Kingdom War stuff with black people, and I think there's dragons or something. And there's only
Actually
two of like his
reminded me of something
trilogy, so
else
I'm like that.
from niggas that was recommended to me recently. I gotta find it though.
Oh, Ordeal.
Is that it?
I
How did
think if it's a webtoon, then yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
believe
what I was
so.
order.
I believe so. Yeah. Uh, Jesus Christ. Was this yesterday or 2 days ago? Let me see. Yes, you're right. Official Ordeal. Yeah. So he said, have you ever considered or heard of Ordeal? I said I've only heard of it as recently as 2 days ago. I believe I was wrong. I didn't. I thought I was thinking of something completely different. um, It says it's good, written by a black guy, and the main characters are black. Also has fantastic artwork and fights, decent characterization. The villains are mad interesting. I'd say give it a try at the very least. And I'm saying this after watching a recent video on Webtoons. Can you? Am I being lied to?
Uh, I I've seen like artwork of it. I think I read like the first chapter a while ago, but like I don't have enough information to tell you if that's accurate or not.
Mm,
I'm just
no.
I'm good. Like I'm like what?
Yeah, and also like maybe and all this is like again, I've always asked people like this a bad thing, but like I don't care if black people made it. Is it good? I don't fucking care. It just
I do,
I
but
for me
that
for
doesn't
me
mean if it's not bad or not.
yeah, like for me it's not like it's cool when when niggas make some shit like more power to you. Like I'd support if it's good, but ultimately I just care if a product is good or not. I don't care who made it more often than not. Like obviously there's like for like yes, to make this I literally decapitated 400 like no, I'm not going to get that. But it's just never been a way to pitch something to me. You're like, oh yes, it's all made by this all woman, this team or that team. And I'm like, that's good. Did they make a good, competent story? That's all I care about. That's how you put it to me. You tell me it's good because the characters and this or that, or they tackle this theme really well. Like that's how you pitch something to me. You don't just be like, black people made it. Because my question will always be, is it good? I don't care. That's just how I am.
Yeah,
I don't know, for better or for worse. That's Niamix. So
we gotta
um. Like when
we
these
gotta.
Koreans make mid, I roast them. You know, when Japanese make mid, I roast them. When black people make mid, I'll roast them. If a white person makes mid, I'll roast them. Like ain't nobody safe.
Yeah, I still get kind of. It's like kind of annoying still sometimes when I'm just like and I'm reading stories. Like it's one of those things. Like it's not that I don't pay attention. Like I do, but I don't. Like I'm reading it, but like and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm not like, oh, there's only white people. But after like I'll read, I'm like, ah, dang. They wish there was just a black person in there. I could like, you know,
You know, the first
it's
time,
but
the only time I watched a movie and consciously like noticed in the film that I just like didn't see a white tee was Moana. Like everyone here is Polynesian and Samoan for real, for real. That's it.
yeah.
Otherwise, like
As it,
I might notice the token black, but I don't really look like I don't look for that. 'Cause I like is it a good movie
see,
or a good show or not? Like so.
I feel like it depends because I'm like when I'm thinking of like, I'm trying to think of uh,
Mhm,
like okay, I guess even in we could talk about I think even Mistborn right now. I don't think
mhm,
I think the Terry's men are black actually. I don't know because I looked up an image and says one of the Terry's men looked like he was like darker skin, but like I'm like the world in this looks really big. So like I'm not saying they have to only be black people, but I would assume there should be a diversification of like ethnic groups.
mhm,
Uh like I think Lightbringer does it really well. Like it's extremely diverse and it comes off really natural. Uh but it's still like story and character first.
mhm.
Uh but even, it's I do think it's funny because sometimes I don't know when I hear descriptions
Thank you,
of
Paul.
dark
Money too.
and I'm like, are you talking about like just someone with dark hair or are you talking about black people? Because like
It's like
In
when
the Vikings story.
sorry, just
Oh,
real
go on,
quick.
I guess.
That just reminds me when I hear like people be like, "Oh, tall, dark, and handsome," and I'm like, "But he's got like dark hair." I'm like, "But he's white as fuck." I'm like, "What?" Sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead though. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes, I have two instances. This is one in Name of the Wind, and then one in like the Viking story Bloodsworn, right? So like I'm reading Shadow of the Gods. It's basically, from what we know so far, there's obviously more than two lands. We have the top land, which is like Vigard, which is like more like Norse people, right? And the Southland, which is like Iskidar, which
Mhm.
is like a little bit more multicultural. You have like they have fair skinned people, but they first introduce someone, and they say he has his darker skin tone. And when I'm hearing that, I'm like, that just probably means he's like tan, but he's white. You know what I mean? He's just not
Yeah.
pale.
Yeah. Like
And then
he's ever so slightly darker than the default shade.
yes, and then I get another thing later on. He's like, no, his skin's like dark as like, and they like give like a simile or metaphor. It's like a dark object. I'm like, oh no, he's actually black. But it
Mhm.
was hard for me to get that because like other people that he had in his group were fair skinned and other things. So rather than me like, oh, this is just a really multicultural group, I'm like, oh, these are just a bunch of white guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like things like that. Or Name of the Wind. Uh, the guy goes to school and he meets a guy, and they it's like literally the same description of like, oh, like darker, like whatever. I'm like, oh, this is just a kid with like dark hair and stuff. And I literally look up an image online and I look what Patrick Rothfuss said about like the land that he's from. It's like, oh no, Caled's black people. And I look and I see a black guy. I'm like, I didn't know that, and I'm like halfway through the second book.
Mhm.
So it's just funny when I see stuff like that. I'm just like,
That's exactly.
oh,
That's why I was laughing. Mojo, I'm okay. That's why I was laughing because I'm like, bro. When I hear tall, dark, and handsome, I gotta think like, wait a minute. It's not.
I'm
Is it
like,
an
is this
actual
me
black
or
person?
is this someone else?
Is someone
Yeah.
tall with like? Because I'll never forget the day I realized I'm like, yo, when they say this, they don't mean black people. This is like it's like a long going like saying too or whatever the case is. So um, it's interesting because I'm laughing because anytime I read that I have to think like, spicy white
Literally.
or
I'll, I'm like going like through 5 minutes in my head. I'm like, is this me? Is this not? Because when I'm reading like Shadow of the Bloods one, I'm like, I expect not me to not be there because it's like Vikings. This is like Norse stuff. Like I'm okay with that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. And I'm like, oh, is he black? I'm like, no, I'm probably hyping myself up too much. Let me relax. It's probably, uh, white guy, really dark hair, a little tanner, and I'm like, oh shit, no, he is black. I assume this might be more in reference to, like Ethiopians because I think there was like some form of trade back then with because Vikings used to travel everywhere. I think that's what it's in reference to, but it's always just nice to see because it's just not seen as much. I do think some stories it makes sense. Some lands are smaller, and you want to get a specific part of the culture in which you're writing, depending on what you are. I'm far less forgiving in sci-fi though, where we're going through different actual planets and we have like humans have moved throughout like the galaxy. That
Mhm.
I give no excuse.
You just
You tell me
reminded me of
we
the Thanos argument I had yesterday.
what's the Thanos argument?
No, that his plan was fucking stupid when you actually know what's going on in the Marvel universe. But
Yeah.
it was simply like like for Earth and some planets that like not that I agree with it, but there's more logic there. I'm like, do you know how many beings in the Marvel universe do not require sustenance? They're not even like they're like ethereal concepts or exist in different dimensions or phase in and out of reality or like they're like amoebas or weird and they're like hive minds and like what was he cooking? He was not serious about life over there. We were talking about how he sits down like he like an old man after like he really did something like in Infinity War like and then I don't know it was funny. We also laughed. We're also making fun of the first Matrix when Morpheus breaks it. He's like, how did Morpheus break out of the chains as soon as he see Neo? He's like, "Ah!" And he breaks out. And he runs when the Gatling guns when it shot at him. I'm like, I don't know. That was a good. We're just cracking up. But you know what did come up? That I actually think is an interesting question to ask.
Hmm.
Do you ever notice when like you're reading or watching something that's supposed to like how best to frame this? I guess I should just use the Walking Dead example and not be cute. But like someone was I was reading I was talking about like someone was mad at like the latest episode of The Last of Us. I said The Walking Dead. I meant The Last of Us. My bad. Because I don't know. It was like it was an episode with Ellie and the girl that dies that she liked before or whatever. I can't remember her name. I want to say I don't remember. I think it starts with an R. I don't know. I never played any Last of Us DLC or the second one. I just played the first game, so I'm unaware of this. But it's like one of those instances because they were raised in a pandemic cordyceps zombie world. They don't have a formal education, so they're mesmerized by things like an elevator. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
what is this? Like what's an elevator? But then could explain to you exactly like, oh, what is fascism and how like about like the characters being bewildered by like a video game arcade or lingerie and stuff like that makes sense. Like, why would you need this? What is this for? Because you live in a world where survival is the only thing that mattered. What's useful? What can you wear to survive? So what would but like, how do you understand concepts that are like beyond you? And say things like this very intricate political thing like you wouldn't know that as a 14-year-old in this war torn country. And I'm like, I very seldomly tend to catch stuff like that unless you have an established world um with gods and you say something like, "Oh my god." Then I think the gods exist in that universe. But then you'll be like, "Oh, like Zeus and Hera." So I'm
Yes.
like what like that I
Yes.
pick up on, but the other ones
Yes.
I actually you'd have to point that out to me. I'm not too quick witted to catch that. But like with deities and stuff, I'm really good at that. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Like no, like I agree. That's why like if we're not on Earth and you say like or like when people say what the hell or like what on Earth and stuff, I'm like those make no sense in the context of what we're doing. Like those
Yes.
I actually that's why like even simple things like in there's like in Mistborn, I like that they say Lord Ruler because that's like supposed to be like their god. And I love there's a phrase that Kelsier says where like I think it's like Doxson or Breeze or someone says by the Lord Ruler, and he makes a mental note to himself. He's like, how can we expect to beat this guy when these people are unknowingly using his name? And I think he makes a statement like, even using the name in blasphemy doesn't change the fact that you're using the name and putting him on the pedestal of God still.
Like saying Jesus Christ on planet XLR
Yeah.
01444 and Earth doesn't even exist in this like world. Yeah.
And that I saw I really like stuff like that.
Mm.
But yeah, no, like I agree. I agree. Like those what's a phrase I'm trying to think of?
It's just like so let's just say like it was like a world like oh it's Hercules and I'm like by Zeus's name like like that's fine like you're referring to like Zeus or something and you're like by Odin's beard or something like that like those terms make sense but it's
Yes.
funny because I definitely catch that oh someone very near and dear to me also has that birthday February 15th shout out to you Omar it's a good day to be born Star was born on that day
Uh what was it about fuck, what was it about this?
oh my god, deities, planets, sci-fi, aliens. I don't know, but yeah, I do
Dang.
notice that kind of stuff though. But like the thing that in the like Last of Us or that I probably wouldn't have picked up on that. But I don't know. Maybe she was overly verbose and oh yeah, no, you were
Oh,
saying because oh go ahead, no go ahead because you'll forget. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, well, one, this is we can go back to the last of us because there's the thing I'm gonna say, but I was gonna just say to the Mad Titan point,
Mm,
I like that Thanos' plan was dumb because, and this is the thing, I think this is always a hard balance of how hard do you push on like presenting an idea, especially when it comes to film. But it's like Thanos was crazy. Like we know Thanos is crazy. He's literally called the Mad Titan. He
mm.
does wild shit. So to me, I'm like the plan not making like having some semblance
A
of a
huge flaw.
potential truth,
Oh,
but
okay.
extrapolated to like this belief of like this is the only way. I'm like, this makes sense. He's insane. He thinks he's right because he is smart, but he also has this high value in which he sees himself, so no one else's opinion would matter, and he has to be right. So I'm
Mm.
like, this makes sense. This isn't the perfect plan. It shouldn't be. And I like that, like, that's the thing. Because I think this is like an issue sometimes. I think characters, not sorry, I think people and we had this conversation recently, like in some respects, but it's like we have to stop taking characters' words at face value sometimes
Mhm.
because they don't know what they're saying as well. Just because a character says something doesn't mean that is the actual law or truth within the story that these characters are taking place. If a character is going around saying, even like religiously, like God isn't real or fuck or like stuff like that, that doesn't mean that's true. That's just his belief based off his experience in the story. Just because the character's saying it, that doesn't mean the author's trying to tell you that this is the actual truth. And I
Mhm.
feel like we have to like look at that sometimes better.
Yeah. It is something that I started saying a bit more last year. It isn't something that I thought about until I read not Nisei Monogatari. Hitagi End is wow, it's crazy. But Hitagi End in Monogatari, when Kaiki was the narrator, I would say he was telling what was going on from his point of view, and I was like, but he was like, "Yo, I'm a con artist. You might not want to trust me." And I was like, "Yo, hold on." So there's just one scene that he speaks about, and I always wonder if it really happened to him, or he did that so he can fall off the radar and just go low key, like he lied to the audience. But yeah, you have to know when like someone from East Blue says devil fruits aren't real. What the fuck do they know? They live on fucking
Yeah.
Bumfuck Island in East Blue, So speaking of
It's
which,
also
go ahead.
and also going back to your Last of Us point, like I think there's an interesting thing. I saw someone make this point. I can't remember if it was on Twitter or if I saw like a YouTube clip or not. But it might have been YouTube. But there was the thing of when Ellie sees an airplane that's crashed, right?
Mhm.
And she's fascinated because she's like, it's an airplane. Like,
Yeah.
don't those things fly? Like, why would you need to fly? And she's excited because like this is like a piece of technology that she's never seen in the same way she was fascinated with the car.
Mhm.
But Joel looks at it kind of sad and he doesn't say anything. But from Joel's perspective, it's like, no, planes crashed. That means a lot of people died here. So like just based off that experience alone, the way in which they're just viewing this one object is completely different.
And
You know what
one
I
is
mean? Because in her mind,
bewildered,
she's not
and
looking like this is a
one's looking at it.
crash.
Yeah, one's looking
Yeah.
at it from a more negative frame lens. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
No, that's it.
Yeah, I heard some people praising that moment because people keep asking me if I'm watching. I'm like, no, I played the game. Please stop. Just please stop. Like, but a lot of people didn't like this. This is the one episode that I saw a lot of people saying, it felt like filler. Someone told me that they had to watch them play every single round of Mortal Kombat. Like, was that completely necessary? I don't know. I have no context really, but this is one of those things where I'll listen to a review on it, having not seen it, just to
That's
not
kind
watch it. So you said
of
what?
that's a whole that is kind of crazy. Watching characters play a full round of Mortal Kombat does sound crazy.
It's not like I'm watching like friggin'
That does
Sonic
sound
Fox
wild.
versus somebody nice, Like I'm watching Ellie and whoever play. I know your ass. You don't even know how to do any moves. Like, I think it was Raiden versus Molina
That's
though.
wild.
I noticed the show does some things different than the
That's
games. I've heard that it changed quite a bit and takes its own liberties here and there. But I can't comment on that because I have no interest in it. It's one of those I still don't know who this is for. But as long as y'all having fun, what can I say? Someone told me that if this is the greatest TV show out right now, I don't know if it's like HBO Max or Amazon or something. They're like that as a society we've fallen because this is not a good show. A lot of people I know just like this. They don't think it's a good show. They think it's very boring. But the show thinks it's a lot smarter than it is. But again, I don't watch it. I don't know. I can't tell y'all.
I from the I saw the first four episodes.
Mhm.
Was it 3 or 4? I think it's pretty good. Like I don't like it doesn't do anything wrong. I think the liberties it's taken has enhanced characters. It's just one of those things like I'm kind of particular about like zombie stuff in general
Mm.
because I do like zombie things. I tend to just like zombie
I heard the
movies
cordyceps
more so than
hardly
shows.
hard. I heard the cordyceps hardly are really there. Like there's no action. It's not a lot of action. I heard. I don't know what the budget is or anything of that,
Uh,
but like what
we saw
I
zombies in
remember
the
watching a pop culture crisis or something, and I think Mary was like, "Yo, they don't fight any cordyceps. This shit is ass." But she watched the game, like the game. She didn't play it. I think she said she watched somebody play it on YouTube, so she's not
Oh,
impressed.
okay.
She's not
Ah,
impressed. I don't know.
I'm
Though.
trying to think.
I'm not a zombie guy,
There's
anyways.
yeah,
So, my appeal.
zombie stuff is good. The good zombie stuff is fire. You know,
Did I ever tell you The Last of Us is the
zombies
first?
on
Did I ever tell you that The Last of Us is the first zombie narrative that I ever experienced from start to finish? This was kind of like my zombie virginity, if you will, being taken. I don't know if that makes
That's
sense,
kind of wild.
but you know what I mean.
That's kind of wild. That's wild. I've
Yeah.
seen so many zombie movies and whatnot. Like, because zombie like it's I'm not an apocalyptic story kind of guy in most cases. Like the post apocalyptic Mad Max or like, dude, we have to like scrounge for like a can of beans from a grocery store, like, or a gas station, and like we're doing this and we got to fight humans because humans just become like terrible people, understandably so. Like once like the world ends, stuff like that. Like I'm like this. I just don't like storylines like that because it's just like there's no hope. It's just so bleak and just like, what are we doing here?
You know, find that a lot of these
It's not,
shows today are very snarky like that, and like no hope. Like they're like this despair filled. And so it's all like, oh, everything's depressing and bleak. Like I actually think that's more common these days. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm trying to
To,
think.
to each
I
each
don't
one,
want.
maybe.
I'm trying to think
Like
of
even
the
Velma is a
last.
very like, you know, that's not to take it seriously, but like look at that show. It's unserious and it's just down. Like everyone just sucks. Everyone's just a bad person. You know, where's
I
the
don't.
hope? Like Mindy Kaling as Velma is not redeemable in any capacity. Why would anybody like her? Even the trash zombie stuff can be entertaining sometimes. I believe that. I know a lot of people who like those like low budget horrors and stuff like that, and bad
I do.
horror
I
movies.
do.
So
I do. I do.
I'm not a horror.
I'm a horror
I'm
merchant.
not a horror guy though. So
I am.
I'd be scared. So I'm not gonna watch it.
I'd be watching. I think my favorite form of horror is usually the found footage, which is like the when people have the cameras
Okay.
and like they like do one of the
You
funniest
like Blair
horror
Witch or
movies.
something?
No, that's terrible because that has nothing in it. Blair Witch I just don't like because there's just nothing there. Like
No, I don't know.
like
So,
how would I describe perfect horror? Like when we I like I can accept like dumb stuff in horror because I can take a lot of stuff seriously, but I can still get annoyed. I still think one of the biggest crimes when it comes to anything horror related is making characters dumb for the sake of moving the plot. Just make the ghost, demon, or serial killers just smart. Let them finesse people. And I that's one of the issues I don't like. I also don't like when there's no established rules when it comes to like spirits or like whatever. Like I get like the thing of like maybe you want to be like, oh, this is some like demon that's super strong, so it has no rules. But I'm like, this is a movie, and we're trying to see someone win, or we're trying to see someone do like. Let there be some established rules in which at least that the characters can compete with. Maybe the ghost can't come out during the day. Maybe like, you know, like Conjuring did it well. Like there's like 3 stages like possession and stuff. So like you can kind of navigate, like they really operate on fear. So like if you're fearless, you can kind of do a little bit better. But like most stories they don't have, and I'm like, because I don't know like at what point I can be like we can do this or not. There's things like that. But horror comedy, lit. I saw this.
What's the last horror movie I saw? I feel like they were in a cabin in the woods.
There's a movie called Cabin in the
I
Woods.
know that. I said that, and I'm like, not. I'm about to say not that movie, and to like
Evil Dead.
defeat. That sounds right. Like they had to like. There was like some weird burned lady, and they had to like burn
Evil
her in the
Dead.
ground or something.
Evil Dead. I think that's Evil Dead.
Okay, that was mid.
Like at one point where the trees moving around and stuff.
I think so. I'm trying to remember because like
Yeah, I think it's Evil Dead.
I always admit that I actually think some like if you try to make a scary horror game and it's good, like you'll scare me. Like I didn't like Fear. Dead Space 1 I thought was kind of scary, and stuff like that. Horror movies I just think are stupid. That's my problem. I can't take them. Like you just said, like the making someone kind of dumb for the sake of the story. Like I'll watch scary movie, make fun of it and stuff. Like that's fine, but I find myself like my brain's not engaged. It's not there. It's not there. I don't know.
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird.
yeah. They went on a trip. and they were there and they drove there. Yeah, I think the trees did move. That sounds right to me. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. Trees attack them. The guy like finds like the like nerdy dude finds like a
someone
journal
loses
or
a limb,
something.
I think too.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, man.
He finds like a book. He starts reading like bad incantations, and then
Yes, the one of the dudes was reading the book. Yes, that's what it was. So is that movie? That's what I'm thinking of. I think that's the last one that I ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah. That's Evil Dead.
The
They're
remake though,
alright.
right?
Yeah, there's one coming out. That was a remake. I'm pretty sure that was a remake of an older one. There's a new Evil Dead coming out like this year.
That's literally what I was. That's literally what I was asking. I'm like, I thought. Well, I didn't know there's another remake, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure what I watched was a remake of the original Evil Dead. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I have a notebook that's Evil Dead. I have an Evil Dead notebook that I write in. I
I
just don't
think
really.
it's like one of
I
those
don't register the
famous
covers. Mhm.
like uh it's like one of those famous like names of like horror, which like kind of like in the same like The Exorcist, like they're older, like they have like that name to them and stuff.
The
I think the Evil
legacy
Dead, like
behind it.
yeah, because I think it had like its own TV show, maybe I don't know, but something like that. I think so, like Hereditary, I think is probably one of the best horror movies I've seen. Really,
Mhm.
really, really well done. Like I would recommend this to anybody. Like that's a very good movie. More like chill fun. Like I saw Deadstream. Deadstream is probably like like it might be the funniest horror movie I've ever seen.
You
It's
said that.
basically
You,
about
you
this.
said that. And I thought I was dead too, but keep going.
It's about this streamer who goes to a haunted house to like and stream a night there,
Mhm.
and it's just actually funny because the dude's like a goober, and it's funny because when stuff pops off, his chat like low key shits on him. Like the actual chat function in
Chat,
it is actually funny,
chat,
and I was
chat, chat.
actually
Being your biggest enemy when you're in a predicament is real. So,
literally
you're like
they
you
were
over there
like
struggling, bitch.
like everyone when they saw a thing, they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking loser. You're about to die." It's just like I was like the person who wrote this is actually like good job because this was actually funny, bro. It's a very good horror comedy.
I can do
I
horror
was weak
comedy.
that movie. Uh, I saw another one. I just thought the concept was cool. I forget the name, but it was like all underwater. Like I don't know how they like how the specifics were with it,
Aquaman
but
2.
like it's a horror film and they go into like a haunted house underwater. I think they were in France or something, and they like went to a lake. They went underwater. There's like this house there, and like the entire basically horror film was like found footage. So they had their camera, and it was like a
Mhm.
couple, and they were in the underwater house the entire movie for most of the movie. I was like, oh,
That's
this was a cool, like this is a cool idea. They had like their scuba gear and stuff. Like this is cool. Like this was a cool idea. It wasn't like that scary, but it was like I think this is like a cool thing that like you try to do, yada yada. Uh,
I think.
but
What would you call what's that first movie that I almost said Jordan Peterson. This is Jordan Poole. You know what I'm talking about? The black guy who made
you
the movies.
talking about Get Out by Jordan Peele?
There you go. Is that's a psychological thriller more than it's a horror movie though, right?
Yeah, that's a psychological thriller
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So I guess those I have no smoke with because that wasn't scary to me. It was I actually remember laughing a lot.
Yeah, psychological thrillers
I eat
are fun and
rabbit,
interesting.
rabbit. I said, yo, why'd you sound like that? I started laughing.
Oh no, 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 that's us. That's us.
No,
You're t-
well, I saw both, so my bad.
yeah,
Get
yeah,
out, get out's the one with the white girl setting you up to be
yes,
to get your brain, or whatever. And us was
yeah,
the weird otherworld thingamajig. Okay, okay.
yes.
But they're both
Us, there
psychological.
was
I didn't see Nope.
they
I
both
didn't,
are. Yeah, they both are.
I didn't care for Nope though. Like, but I saw Us, and I'm like, I like Get Out more, and this is already going downhill. So if they make some more, I'm probably out. But maybe I'll
Nope,
watch
I
Nope
like
someday.
Nope. I like Nope. It's different. Like I respect Jordan Peele because he started in comedy from what I he started in comedy 'cause he started in Mad TV then
Mhm.
comedies, but I like that he's experimented so much, and I think his actual directing ability is really really fucking good. I mean, I think he's a good writer too. But I like that he's actually trying out different styles and he's not sticking to one thing.
Well, that's good for
Because
him.
Nope is a lot different from the last two. Even though like Us and Get Out are both like kind of like thrillers and stuff, they're still very distinctly different movies, which I like.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
You
I like
said
experimenting. I respect it.
you said Get Out
Uh,
just furthered your fear for some white people. Yo, when she was just she put the when she put the music in her ears and put like had like a bowl of Cheerios or Fruit Loops and she just started looking at athletic niggas and ain't no way this is so diabolical. That's so crazy. And what really bothered me is she is mid. How she what she not even fire. She was mid.
yeah, but
But
her
I- but
family
but
is rich.
but I know ninjas, bro. Like, oh, athletic ninjas. Like, oh, this one of King white guys,
Yeah,
bro.
they ain't got no taste.
Yeah.
I like the movie. That's like I think like one of the few movies I saw twice in theaters, and I do think like he does a very good job of putting clues in his films, like figure stuff out that like you see more. So I like that. Us, I like. I thought Us was a little bit more. I don't want to say fun. It was a little bit more fun in certain respects. Like there's a
Think it
scene
was
where they
fun, yeah.
were in the house and they were fight like the one like white cup like fan was getting like rocked and they went and fought him and they were like trying to do a kill count after. I actually thought that was just hilarious. Like
Oh
I got three
yeah,
buddies. I was like, I got four.
there was that other family I remember. Yeah, that was kind of funny. Then I was in the movie Kul Khan and Baku. Sorry, I'm saying Baku. The guy who plays in Baku from in Black
Yeah,
Panther.
yeah.
I like I,
Duke,
I just like seeing him. Winston Duke.
Winston Duke. Yes,
I just like seeing him. I don't know. It's like how he looks.
I
So
like him.
he's funny. I remember Black Panther made that joke about eating people. Like we are vegetarian. I'm kidding. I don't know why it took me out because I was ready to
It
fight. I
was
was like, oh
funny.
shoot, I'm scared. I'm like, oh, we ready to fight. I'm like, he's like, why'd you bring me here? So
Even in
I
what's
s-
his name was like, do you
I
think
gotta
we
watch
don't have
Wakanda
books?
Forever. I gotta watch it. Maybe I'll just watch it
I
tonight.
liked it. I enjoyed it.
I know I'm not
I
gonna.
like. I think it's better. I think it's better than the first.
Listen, no, I don't know. I don't know. Because going back and rewatching a lot of Phase One stuff, I'm like, I think these movies are just so much better. I don't know if it's because different time period, don't gotta propagandize everything to that degree. But Iron Man 1 is still one of the best MCU movies to me. The first Iron Man. The other two are whatever. The first one is incredible. Um
I haven't seen that in so
I
long.
actually like the first Captain America more than I remember, but it's still not Winter Soldier. So
I like the first Captain America a lot. Winter
yeah,
Soldier still is just
6.5
that's
out of 6 for you. Didn't like
top
Namor
tier.
much. Fair enough. Yeah, like no, to
I like
me,
Namor a lot.
Iron Man 1 to me is one of the best superhero origin movies. I have it up there with Batman Begins. I think Batman Begins is a very good superhero origin movie, like stuff like that.
I think if we're talking like out of everything, I think the new Batman's my favorite.
It's up there. I think it's in top 3.
If we're talking about MCU, I honestly I might have Shang-Chi as my favorite, honestly.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Like I
about that.
really like Shang-Chi. That might be my favorite
That
origin
movie
in
is.
MCU.
I think that movie's kind of whatever. Namor was tough, but his worldview is nuts. I didn't see it, so I don't know what they did with him. I don't even know why they called him Cool Khan, the Serpent Feather God. I don't know why they called him that, but yeah, the first Iron Man is fucking incredible. I'm like, this is better than I remember. But I also caught myself remembering things like this is 2008. This is a long time ago. Like I don't think people realize how long this MCU shit's been going on. Like
It's been a long
some people
time,
were
dude.
born into a world where this was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 93 baby. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. But
No,
Tony
so
Stark is
long.
literally Tony Stark is literally like kind of a not warmongering, but because of his weapons and everything, he's just like selling it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't care. He's making his money. He's cool. He goes. I also forgot that Oh my god! Not again. I gotta call him Lucius Lyon. What's his real name? He was like an Empire.
Oh,
He's Rhodey before Don Cheadle becomes Rhodey. I
dude,
always forget. He's
Wow, dude, I can't.
I
Why
can't
am I
remember his
forgetting his
name.
name?
I cannot remember his name, but
I know who you're talking about.
you be like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
in Empire. Someone look up Lucius Lyons actor for me. Terrence, you said
Is
Terrence Howard. Terrence
Terrence
Howard.
Howard. Terrence
Yes. Thank
Howard.
you, Mook. Yes, Terrence Howard. Uh,
Hilarious, man.
yeah, and then he gets kidnapped and the shrapnel's in his chest, and then he's got to build the suit to escape, and he loses the one guy, and it gets in perspective. Plus, he sees that his own weapons have been used to kill Americans. He thought he was protecting America and whatnot and everything, and then he changed his mind, and that's when Obadiah turned against him, the Ironmonger, and he kind of uses the remnants of his original suit to escape. Takes the reactor out of his chest, but the reactor that he used to power the one to escape, Pepper had turned it into a thing, like proof that Tony Stark has a heart, and that's how he was able to survive and power his own suit again, and goes and fights him and everything. I'm like, yo, this movie is a really good jumping off point for the MCU, especially too because at the very end of that, Nick Fury is like, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, and I forgot about the agent dude. I think Agent Coulson. He's in the first.
Hmm.
He's an Iron Man. He's trying to get Iron Man's attention for so long about the whatever and stuff. So it's a good movie, man. It was good. Everything was there, and I guess I just have a deeper appreciation from a time where I felt like they weren't trying to shove too much nonsense down my throat all the time. But I have really enjoyed revisiting Phase One, and Avengers One was always my favorite Avengers movie. I know people it's Infinity War. I'm not mad at that. That's my second favorite Avengers movie. I like the
I
first one.
think
The- It was the novelty of seeing them me actually seeing a live action superhero team up for the first time on screen like that in the theater. It just I can't get over it. It was so good, and that was the first major union after the separate movies, the singular movies. So I'm like, this is super dope. I like that fight with
nah.
Iron Man and Thor 2 in the forest, where he's like,
Hmm.
now operating at 400% capacity. He's like, how about that? He just blasts him back.
Nah, it was revolutionary for sure.
Yeah.
What I think I love, and it's not that it's not that I'm disappointed in it. I think I'm disappointed in the way other things aren't treated the same. Is I think comic book stories and even the movies, there's a certain level of suspension of disbelief that we give these stories and are completely fine with, which I think is good. Uh, with where it's things happen, and certain things are okay,
Yeah.
it's not 100% sound, but it's fun and the reasonings are enough that we can accept it. And I feel like we don't give that enough for a lot of other stories in films now days. I don't maybe we never have as much, but I kind of wish we did. It's
Um.
the full pseudoscience an anime is another good example. You know how they do the pseudoscience of that's not how that works. But I see your thought
Wait,
process. I'll
how did
accept
he
it.
use that shot and the ball didn't roll? He applied so much topspin.
Yeah, and I wish we just did that in general a lot more. Cause not everything has to be so super sound. You don't have to give me a full scientific lesson on why this specific thing works. Okay, it does this. I kind of get it. All right,
I'm
we're
with
good.
you on that. But I've always been that way though. Where I'll pick it where I'm like, this is a little whatever, but it's really not a big deal. It's not going to ruin my enjoyment in any capacity. It's kind of like what I was saying. If you're gonna do something a little, maybe a little jarring, I actually remember having this debate a lot back for One Piece. So I'm actually leading to give you the example. Usopp gets fucked up by the Galea company and everything, and he's moshed up, he's hurt, he's Soke King now, whatever. And when they go meet up to be stanced up against CP9, I think was his name Ordine, I can't remember. The giant tosses him up, and he comes and he crashes to Earth. And my friend's like, he should be fucking dead. He should be dead. He should be fucking dead. I'm like, it's slapstick. It's comedy. I could suspend my belief for that moment in that sense. Not that One Piece characters are already incredibly durable, anyways, and that includes Usopp. I don't want to act like he's not, but um, like that's fine. I'm not upset at that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? You just turned 20 on February 19th. Y'all some babies, man. Y'all babies in here. Um, yeah, and then like I always say, if it's really cool, I'll let it go. Like sometimes, like okay, that was kind of dumb, but it was really raw, so like we're gonna let it slide. Like the coolness factor
Hmm.
will allows it
Yeah,
to overwrite.
rule of cool. Rule of
Yes,
cool.
that's actually that's I was trying to remember what it was called. Yeah, really cool. There you go. Yes, 100%.
Like let shit rock. Like I don't know how sound Tony Stark being able to function with that thing in his chest, but like who cares? Like
Yeah.
that's why I really like Iron Man 2. I know why he gets its gripes, but I like when what's his name makes his own Iron Man suit with the electric ropes. I like when he pulls up on Tony when Tony's doing the net like the racing and he just
Mhm.
like some and I really like when Tony makes the
Whiplash.
new element. The new element is I think that's a really great scene.
Yeah. I don't.
Like
I just think they get worse with each one. I actually don't like Iron Man 2 doesn't move me like that, but it's not like the worst movie. I think
I
3
love it.
it's strange.
Three's
It's hard to explain with 3 because I don't like I'll maybe I'll be able to wrap my head around it when I revisit it again. But it's like was 3 a bad movie and I was just so butthurt about the Mandarin thing that I didn't give it a chance to be,
I know what
whatever.
you mean.
Because I'm not a person. I'm a person going to that movie understanding who the Mandarin is and his history with Iron Man. So I want that. And doing that like little bait and switch did not move me. And I was like, and I feel like I just
I
mentally checked out from that moment. But sorry, one thing that I'll never forget is the one henchman who puts his gun down and said, "I don't even like these guys," and he leaves. I'm like, see, I need more shit like that. That's real. Like he saw you with one leg and one arm body. Everybody he puts it on. I don't want to smoke, bro. I don't want to smoke. I want to smoke. Don't want to smoke.
like
Oh,
I don't think Iron Man's like great because is it Killian? No, Killian's in the second one. It's I forget the guy. One the exploding people in the fire, like the main guy who's like, oh, I also have like this thing, but I can also fire breathe. None of that was moving me. The one thing I think Iron Man 3 does really well, and it makes it that stands out, is Tony's PTSD and like his anxiety attacks. I think that's
mhm.
some like the best portrayal I've seen. Like I think that's done masterfully. Like when he goes
think
out the
I think
bar.
I think I vaguely remember he like crash lands somewhere and he's dragging his suit and he finds a kid and he
Yeah,
tries to like fix it in this shed or a barn or something. It's kind of, it's
yeah.
coming back to me a little bit. Like, and the guy
There's
you were
that.
talking about was somebody that he like he didn't fuck him over, but he didn't really remember him when he was in his super playboy
Yeah,
days and like, okay, okay, it's coming back to me. Go ahead.
Iron Man's PTSD I think has always been done well. Like 3 I think is the best because there's like I don't know why I say anxiety, panic attack. Like the
Mhm.
panic attack he did, were like the way in which he was triggered and the way he tries to calm himself down, like the grounding techniques for like those snowball. That's all done really well. Even in the second one after the Avengers one, where he's at the part he's at the bar with Rodney
Mhm.
and then he like starts kind of like having an attack and he goes out to his suit and he puts his suit on and he falls down and he's like, did I get attacked? And he's like, no, you had a panic attack. And he's like,
Mhm.
what? Like that, like stuff like that like makes it so much more realistic and it's like I just thought that was really well. Never had to deal with this before. He's had like he's been confident, he's had everything like not handed to him but like kind of, but like he's worked mix of whatever. But like his first thing when like some like he had, like a panic attack occurred was he thought he got physically attacked. Like he thought there was like an attack coming. I was like, this is good stuff. I liked it.
It makes sense for him. I've always wondered if they did that to emulate Demon in the Bottle, because that arc, by giving him something
I
to kind
haven't.
of stress over, because he in the comic books he has a huge bout with alcoholism and trying to get clean because he's addicted to alcohol, but it's related to like PTSD and stress. I can't remember exactly. It's been a long. It's been at least 15 years since I read it, but I wonder if that was
Mm-hmm.
their way of someone integrating that into it. I mean, I don't remember it that well, but maybe. But again, I'll get there when in my rewatch and stuff, and I might end up. I really don't care to watch a lot of these shows, but I don't know. My friend wants to watch him, but we'll see. But I have a lot of love for a lot of these older ones. I still think that every phase has a bunch of stinkers, and some that are just middling, and some that are like really good. I was never like every MCU movie is the best thing ever. But I will admit, when I first saw the first Thor, I didn't dislike it. I do now. I did later on, but it's like one of the only first like movies in Marvel that I don't like. I think most of Marvel's first movies is extremely formulaic, but it's pretty inoffensive. Like I don't know, Captain Marvel I think is super mid. Doctor Strange I like mostly because of the visuals, and I like Benedict Cumberbatch, even though apparently he has to pay us reparations because his family owned slaves. I seen that in an article somewhere. I don't actually care. I'm
Hmm.
kidding. I'm kidding. And I actually had this conversation yesterday. I haven't seen Quantumania. I just don't have any heat with Ant Man movies. I don't get up for Ant Man, but I'm like they just don't bother me. Like
I
I even
saw
I
it.
even think that little one where they're fighting with all the little toys. The toy I think they were small and they were fighting with like all the like toys because they were bigger because they were smaller. Like it's a fun movie. It's fine. Like what's his name? Paul Rudd, something like
Paul
that. Like
Rudd.
yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. Like yeah, he's
I
fine, man.
saw it. I think it's not like nearly like it's like I think it's one of those weird things where like it's getting a face like just people like hating on it, but it's like but people have been wanting people to hate on it, but it's like you're not hating on it for the right reason, so it's just like a pain to deal
That's
with.
like that's what I
Like
keep telling about J.K. Rowling. You guys are not you guys are disliking her for the wrong reasons. You see her tweets. Her tweets are awful. Mary Turf, miss, go to jail. Go to jail. Sorry,
yeah,
keep going.
she's
Go
just
ahead,
a
bro. Just
she's a problematic person all the way around, and she's not a good writer.
she's so mediocre. and I'm be,
Quantum Mania.
and that's me being nice. Harry Potter's not wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I will play Hogwarts Legacy at some point, though. I'm gonna play it. Go ahead.
Percy Jackson better.
Agreed.
I think like Quantum Mania, it's like it's not like the best movie of all time. I think that I think there's more good than bad though. Like it's by no means like a bad movie. Like when people say these things, I'm like, this is me as like a big film guy. I'm like, I don't think you haven't seen bad movies. Like, trust me. Like
He
trust
said
me.
y'all ain't seen the bottom of the barrel.
I've
I'm
seen a lot of bad movies in my life. A
mhm,
lot. Like
mhm.
I like films. I like
Do you like
quant
film or
like
do you
con.
like cinema? I'm kidding. I'm being an asshole. Go ahead, keep
All
going.
right, all right, dude. Uh, I think Jonathan Majors is a great actor. He's like one of like the really good like newer actors, newer as in like last few years.
Never heard of him. Don't know who that is.
Him
But
as Kang, I like him as Kang.
oh,
I think he did a good job.
I heard Kang was
Uh,
actually in one of the shows. Was it Loki? Someone told me he was in,
he was in
or was it?
Loki.
It
It
was a
was
Wanda. Oh, okay.
he was he who remains in Loki.
Mhm. By the way, Blue, I agree with you. I think I just have superhero and Marvel fatigue and everything in a lot of ways too. But I had that during Infinity War. I didn't actually want to see Endgame. I kind of got dragged there, and it was excruciating. It was an excruciating long movie for me to get through. I didn't like Endgame. I have seen some movies here and there with a very special somebody. Um, end up seeing the second Doctor Strange and Spider Man, but yeah, they didn't really move me like that. I thought the Spider Man movie was grossly overrated. I don't think it was bad. I just thought everyone overhyped it. So
Yeah, the fatigue is kind of real. Like I definitely get that. Uh,
mhm.
but I also just resent the fact that like we say this. You said you and Simi say about video games. I say it about art. Like it's just like there are other things that like exist. Like people say like Marvel movies have ruined it, but I'm like, you all have the opportunity at will to go and watch the other movies that are out in theaters near you. You choose not to. I don't really care. You can't sit here and complain about Marvel films ruining movies and not having and it makes other films not have opportunities when you don't go out to watch those movies.
If you give those movies opportunity, they could be the ones that maybe
It's
give
so
them a little
dumb.
bit like
I saw 30 films in theater last year.
Jesus
Go out and
Christ,
watch them.
Jesus
Go out and
Christ.
watch them.
I've seen like I haven't even seen
I told you
since
I'm a film guy, bro.
No, 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 no. You remind me of a lot of people that I know. I'm not a cinemaphile at all. I'm like the opposite. I'm very bad at it. Like I told people I was like 20 plus when I first seen like Independence Day and shit like that, and like A Clockwork Orange and like Aliens and like like a lot of very renowned, well-known movies. I like one year, like 25, I tried to like watch a bunch of them, but CG is not being used well in the latest Marvel movies. But I've heard that they've gotten much lazier with that. Like they don't even make people act; they just kind of just have them there for a bit and then they
That's
just CGI
true.
everything around them. Like they don't actually like. I think I saw. Was I listening to a podcast where they said Keanu Reeves or somebody was upset that they digitally added a tear to him? Like, why didn't you just tell me to cry?
Yeah.
Something like
You
something
know what
like
it
that.
is, Naya?
hmm What's up?
It's the thing that you always say about anime, and I've seen people even now apply it to film, which I really hate, where they're like, Marvel has all this money, it should be perfect, and I'm like, the issue isn't the money.
Who was doing it and how much
They don't have time.
front office management time and the
Yes,
competency of the team.
like I think with Quantum Mania, I think it was like they had. I could be wrong, and I will admit this. I think it was supposed to be 8 months of like the time they had to like work on like the behind the scenes like CGI editing and all that other stuff, and I think the time got cut in half to like 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's stuff like
rush
that.
job.
The issue is the time management. Some people don't literally have the time. You can't just, as you say, sure they might have a crazy budget because it's Disney and they have all this money. Who cares if they don't have the time to literally put it together? The money doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
What are we like? That's the biggest issue. The issue isn't the money; it's the time management. That Marvel has been known to like overwork and like not give the due diligence that the workers need to put out the best product. That's what it is. It's not CGI. We know we have great capacity for CGI, and people and I don't like this because there's just certain things people say all the time where it just gets corny. Even though it has truth, like people always bring up the Pirates of the Caribbean thing, right? Some of the best CGI that we've seen, and that was like 2000. People always talk about Davy Jones from that movie, and that was what 2008, 2009.
Something like that. It was 2000s for the 2000s for the most part, I believe.
And it's true. It's very good, but it's also one of those annoying things that people use it as like a prop to just like shit on everything else because I can't ever watch a single clip anywhere, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, without someone saying, "Why can't CGI be like this?" Shut up. Talk about something else. But like, it's just time management. People just like it's unfortunate. I think we need way better like worker like conditions and like anything related to like
I have an
this.
ignorant opinion to add, but let me just Mook asked Miles, how was Cassie in the latest Ant-Man acting character wise?
Acting, not bad at all. Character wise, I think the initial conception of what they had her do was good. I just don't think it was fully realized within the
I heard Hank
movie.
got cucked. His wife cheated in the quantum zone. I don't know. I have no idea if that's true. I saw someone make a
That
joke
did happen, but
in
like it's also one
passing.
of those things of like they say like, "Oh, I thought you died," and Hank also like cheated when she was gone. So I was like, "Who cares?"
That's
You
why they
know.
are delaying. Okay, I didn't know that. I know that part. They didn't tell me that. That's why they are delaying movies now, so they can fix CGI like T for the Marvels. Here's what I was gonna say. I think CGI has become a crutch, where as technology advances and whatnot, I see I don't want to again. Let's not be hyperbolic. There's tons of movies that still like to use practical effects and like
Hmm.
put people in suits and do good makeup and things of that nature. But I think that with the advent of like technology increasing at the speed that it does, it's like, all right, stand here on the screen. All right, do a punch. All right, done. And they'll just like edit everything else after the fact, kind of around it. I actually have
Do it in
no
post.
yeah, exactly. Doing it. I actually have no proof for this. That's just something I just wholeheartedly believe deep in my chest. I have no barometer, no proof, nothing but vibes. But I just think that it's kind of because like there's times where like even I'm like recording something. I'm like, I could just fix that later. like
I
I
think there's
just do
merit
just
to it.
fixing it right here and now, redoing it. Like I can hide that in post. like
I think there is merit to it. Like
yeah.
because I've even heard like some statements of people being like, "Oh, we did this," and like they were like, "Oh no, just don't do this or act or like don't act or do this. We'll just do it in post." And it's just like, why? Like I definitely think it's kind of like the magic like eraser like right in. It's like, oh, well, does it matter because we can always
Mhm.
fix it. But it's like you don't need to, right? Like let's work with what we have. I definitely think the probably the best would always probably be some level of balance between practical and CGI. You know,
Yeah, and like,
I like
go ahead.
go on.
And I was gonna say that I don't remember who said this. And I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that with every single movie, Robert Downey Jr. had to do less because they just pretty much animate him CGI in the Iron Man suit. He's not really doing much acting or whatever the case was. But apparently, with the first couple of movies that he was in, he actually had to do a lot, or like or did more apparently. But like I don't know. I don't know if that's true though. I don't know if that's true.
Uh,
So
that's possible because I guess when you think about it, like that when he's in the suit, you don't physically see him. It would probably be a voiceover, and then when he is in the suit, you just see his headshot when
yeah,
he like has like the screen in front of him,
exactly. With Jarvis
which is
in
just
front of him
moving.
more Friday later on, but yeah.
So I could believe that. I could believe it.
Mhm.
But not to mention that he
That can't
gets
be
like
fun though, right? I don't know. Like, don't you want to show your acting chops? I don't know. Man. You know what?
probably
Money
it's
out, money
probably
out, money
not.
out, money out. Get
He
your
is because
millions, get your
especially because
bag. Yeah.
yeah, I mean he was getting paid a lot, but like I think Robert's actually one like I think he actually does really enjoy the art of acting, and I think that's also why he wanted to get out of Iron Man.
Why
He
is
wanted to
that
leave.
is there a reason why they chose him to snap more of a outside of the story reason?
Probably both. Like I do think like his journey was coming to an actual like end. You know, like it
Hmm.
like I think like the Iron Man thing was coming, but like I'm pretty sure he was like I don't want to be stuck in this role forever. I think Chris Evans was in the same way. Like Chris Evans was like I want to try and do new things. Because Chris Evans was also like a small, like not smaller, kind of smaller, yeah, before the Captain America role. Like he was in some rom coms and other things. He was in Scott Pilgrim, which is still hilarious to me.
Yeah, he is in
Uh,
that. He is in that. And so is Brie Larson.
yeah, she is.
She's one of the
She's
yeah, she's in
the
there.
girlfriend of what's
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, of
Uh,
Vegan Todd, I think, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Not Vegan Todd.
She is.
Vegan Jesus
No, it is
Christ.
Vegan Todd.
Oh,
She
okay,
is
okay,
because
okay, okay.
she was the rock. She was a singer. Yeah, and I do remember. I think there were talks of them like wanting to do it because I know Chris Evans wanted to do like more. I think even like villain roles and stuff. But like Chris Hemsworth has said like he can do Thor for like however long he doesn't care. It's like
Mhm.
those they do definitely like make like in like a impact or like the choices. But I think it's one of those things where like we have to kill somebody,
Mhm.
and since they wanted to leave, it's like it's just best on both ends. You know.
I don't even dislike
And I
the
mean,
idea of like, Captain America going back with Peggy and him, Iron Man making the ultimate sacrifice after everything that's happened in his story arc coming there and everything and wanted to bring in new blood. It's fine. It's just like you have to understand that a lot of those legacy characters have so much appeal, you know? So if
yeah,
you cannot usher in these new characters in a way that is truly interesting to a lot of people, it's not gonna hit. I keep telling people, I understand their reservations against the character from top to bottom, but I promise you, when done right, Kamala Khan is fun to watch. I like Miss Marvel. She's not a bad character. Now, do these guys know how to write her, what to do with her? And I probably not. And I heard the show is last time at the time that I had heard it was like the worst rated show on IDBM, whatever, some on one of those websites people I guess hold in high regard. But Velma ended up beating it, I think, so being worse. But I like her. I like Kamala. I really do. I like the first time I ever experienced a character, it was kind of like Miles. I'm like, I like them. They're fun. They're dope. But don't think they really know what to do or handle them. Because like, if you want to sell me on the Falcon being Captain America, boy, you better sell me. And I am not sold. I don't want to. I don't care. I'm out. It's like, oh, it's not Cap. Good, bro. It's an old man Naya for sure, for sure. Sup, Jay? How you doing? I'm just
uh,
so. But
oh, hello, Jay.
did you did you see Black Widow? Was that good? Because
Uh,
I like really did fall asleep.
I
Like,
don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be.
oh,
Still one of the worst like of the films. It's It kind of just reminds me like those like
I'm
older
good,
like
G.
spy kind of movies, which
Mhm.
I enjoy. You know,
Mhm.
the Taskmaster thing. I think the concept of how they did Taskmaster was cool, but like it still fell flat in
I
some
need just
regards.
like Cap.
Also, Black Widow was yeah, and Black Widow was going through damage in that film. I was like, how are you alive? Like
Yeah.
it was just weird. Like she was falling like 20 stories out of buildings, like going through like car crashes. I'm
Bro,
like,
I
how
will
are you
never
not injured?
forget. I come to my friend's house. They're watching that shit. They're like, "Oh, now you're here. We'll pull it back." I'm like, "You don't need to pull it back, bro. Don't pull it back." They pulled it back. We were smoking. I greened out. I knocked out. Did not watch that film. I woke up with Taskmaster doing some shit. Like I don't know what's going on, but I don't care. Don't care.
Oh, this is a little bit of a tangent.
Mm.
Uh, but there's this one dude who has like these like quick videos of Kuroko no Basket. You gotta watch them. I think you would think these hilarious. I'm gonna send you the first one right
Is it
now.
cringe? It's like edited.
No, I think
Oh,
I
it's
think
like
no, it's
live
actually
action.
funny.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, is
It's
it?
like a script. It's like a skit. It's like a skit.
Oh,
It's a
okay, okay,
skit.
okay, okay, okay. As long as they don't be doing those weird faces where they slow it down and speed it up, like that shit makes me. This makes my fucking
Oh
balls
no no
itch.
no 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 no
You'd be like,
no.
well then, yeah. I'm
Like
like,
what?
what the fuck are you doing to the camera? I'm
No no
scared.
no
I'm
no
fucking
no.
afraid.
It's
I
just this
I
black guy.
want
Like
to turn off all
no no
screens forever, so I don't have to see this ever again in my life. Why are you in the camera doing that shit? I seen
no
one
no.
with like someone with Midoriya doing some. I'm like, what is going on? And that nigga had like a million on TikTok. I said, what's happening? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Nah.
Is it because I'm normal?
I think you would like it. I think you would like this. Like it's just a funny like he is like 5, but I just sent you the one. I would say watch it right now, low key.
All right, let's see.
Uh,
Let's take a gander. Where'd you send it in Discord or
but
Twitter?
yeah, I sent it on Discord.
Oh, okay.
He basically he has like this is the first one, but he has like 5, just one per each team. But I just thought it was funny. Like in general, I think this guy's like skits are actually hilarious. Like he
Okay.
actually has me rolling. Like I haven't like laughed as hard like someone's like shit like since like Ace Fan. I still think Ace is probably funnier, but
He's really like the goat. He's like the goat to me. It's like you drop a video and I'll stop what I'm doing to watch it. I gotta peep. All right, let's look. Let's take a
his
gander.
form of comedy is just like it's just very good.
Hopefully,
Quit playing, man.
First off, good practice today. Great practice. I know you all are wondering why I've called you in here, so I'm going to do my best to make this quick and get y'all on home. This week we have Toho Academy on the schedule, which means we are playing Aomine Daiki, number 5. Good player, very very good player, and the other coaches and I have decided that you 3 are our best perimeter defenders. So, with that being said, you all will be checking 5 all game, no matter where he's at, what position. I don't care if all 3 of y'all are on the court at the same time. Just check 5. Any thoughts, questions, or concerns, Lou?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be here on Friday.
he's
Okay.
not gonna be here.
Why not?
I'm gonna be in Manhattan for my Uncle Ben's funeral.
Why didn't look at me? Look at me. Why didn't you say this sooner?
Because he just died, like, today.
All right. We'll just sub in the next best, and PB you'll start at the 1.
Can't do that.
Why not?
Knee fucked up. Can't even walk.
You just walked in here though, after running full speed, all practice.
Pass me that cup right quick.
Appreciate you. I'm out for the season. Tony.
That nigga averages 85 points per game. I would much rather run my nuts through a manual shredder than to guard that man. No, thank you.
That's crazy. They all ran from the smoke. They don't want that. They don't want those problems. Nah, I would not guard that nigga either, bro. Like, nah, yeah, you gotta guard Ayomine, huh? You gotta guard Ayomine, huh? Like, why is he further every time he says, huh? I'm just out the door. Dude, this the week. You know, in Family Guy, they walk back slowly. So it's like that. Sup, Abdel? I'm good, bro. I'm just chilling after a Tower God stream. I gotta keep something up on the channel because everything is unpublished. Everything I've done for like the last 6 streams have been unpublished because I've thrown it on Patreon. So yeah, that was good, Miles. That was pretty good. I'll watch the other ones. I'll see what he does. He said that nigga averages 85 points a game. Is Miles here? Where'd he go? Did I lose Miles?
Hold on, sorry. I'm here. I was muted.
Oh, do your
I was gonna say the first one was funny because he was just referencing Uncle Ben.
thing.
He was referencing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got that.
He was like, "Yeah, Uncle Ben died." He's like, "When?" Today.
Today.
I felt him though. Definitely go like just pull up the part 2 because each one's like really fast. I think they get funnier. But like,
I'll play that. Oh, he said that nigga averages 85 points a game. Like, what would you have me do? They even referenced the fact that at one point 2 people were guarding him at the same time, trying to stop this dude. So when you have to play one generation,
I know-
It was like-
scroll down, I guess. There's a lot. These folks a lot. No, they're gonna be here. So part 2, okay. I see it.
oh, can you put in the chord so I can watch at the same time?
I'll try.
What's his name is?
See if my neighbor's. I see how strong my neighbor's internet is. Let's just see. We gotta see. What can we do? You gotta take risks in life.
Okay, we're good.
Shoot. Let
We're
me
good.
just actually put it so my chat could see. I closed the
Oh,
window.
mean
I actually closed the window by accident.
He ran in here full sprint.
Nigga just breaks his leg. But yeah, I had a great weekend, man. It was a good weekend. I can't complain. Like if this is how my Thursdays are gonna be, it's gonna be a great 10 years.
But just be real with you. Last week was tough. Tough loss, man. We shit the bucket. We did. But we can't dwell on that. It's a new week. It's a new day. Got to get it back. And we will get it back. It's just like when your girl dump you and you go get yourself something a little new the next day. Round my way, we call it a rebound. This week ain't no different. This week is our rebound, bitch.
Who we playing?
This week we got Rakuzan.
What the fuck?
Let me guess. Y'all can't play.
Nobody said that. Not one. But you right. Though.
Of course. What's the reason this time?
I'm going to another funeral.
What the fuck? Who's dead now?
Whole family. My brother woke up one night, killed him right in front of me. Killed the rest of the neighborhood too.
Somehow I feel like I would have heard about a whole neighborhood dying on the news.
It's like a secluded village in the forest. So
why did I become a coach? So, PB, why are you not playing?
caught a disease specific to my DNA that'll make me internally bleed when I play a team that has a person named Akashi on it.
That is fucking stupid. You have a stupid disease. Anyway,
That was
Are
way
you
too
gonna play?
specific.
Listen, buddy, if you think I'm about to play a nigga called the Emperor so he can pluck me all game like a Popeyes 3-piece and have me on my hands and knees like a 19th century whore, you can eat dick.
He's not is there one for all 5?
Yeah, there's one for all 5.
Might as well just run the gauntlet, yo. Damn it. Why isn't that in the next? Or is that 3? Is this 3 right here? Yes, it is. That's sushi. Bet.
Somebody did, can't play.
I didn't even.
Aw.
So, no.
It's just funny every time they get upset when they hear the name. They're like, "Ah, fuck."
Like, who are we playing, bro? Like, stop playing with me. Who are we playing?
Somebody did, can't play.
I didn't even say anything.
My fault. Who we playing though?
I'm not telling. You either playing or
They
you
say right here we playing Yozo.
Oh,
Nah.
hell no.
You not gonna ask why we not playing?
No, because I don't want to know, nor do I care.
Well, we gonna tell you anyway. I'm going to my other uncle's funeral.
Why? Why does your family keep dying?
So what happened was a long time ago, one of our ancestors, right? He became a demon, the first one, in fact, and that whole situation just kind of snowballed and put a curse on all the men in our family.
Fake. That was fake and you're a fraud.
See, I just developed a new ailment that won't allow me to be within 15 feet of a basketball for more than 15 seconds.
I hope you die.
I'ma just be real with you,
Crazy.
coach. I'm not checking a nigga that can 540 dunk off vert from the free throw line.
You wouldn't even be checking him. None of you would. You're guards. He is a center.
Yeah, but we would still be on the same court. So fuck you. Swear to God, I hate y'all, bro. I'm sick of this coaches. Got me over here supervising the punch.
I hate y'all. You can't say that to
It
your.
really killed
You
him. He's like,
You can't say that to your team, bro. You can't say I hate y'all. That's crazy. So I hope you die. You threw a basketball at it.
I think it's just funny when it's just like, you niggas aren't sinners. Like,
Right? Right? Like you wouldn't be guarding him. You guys are guards. Like, what is it good with y'all? I'm like, you know what? That would put my mind at ease. I won't lie to you. Like, I'm gonna guard him. Say less. Let's keep going.
This fucking team is filled with a bunch of Ben Simmons.
Whoa.
Shut up, bitch.
I'll allow it. Look, this week we got Shutoko.
I'm actually. I already know y'all are not playing. I don't want to hear it. You know what? I lied. I actually want to hear what bullshit y'all come up with this time. Go.
My aunt and my little cousin died because my other little cousin somehow burnt the house down with all of them in it.
A little too short. Last one was better. Go.
I have a new illness, unnamed, that when a shot is taken from half court or deeper, the gust of wind produced by said shot flies straight to me, attacking my white blood cells, weakening my immune system, leaving me near death.
You should have died last video. Go.
Midorima. That's all I gotta say. But I'll say more. That man shoots from full court consistently. I would rather suck a cinder block through a coffee straw than be in the same room as that nigga.
As expected, you're still a bitch.
You three will amount to nothing in life.
He's so fed up. He's fed up, but it's getting. He's getting more. He's getting more and more dejected with each one. This is the last one. Let's get it.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all not tired of this?
I mean, not particularly. We ain't played in like 4 weeks.
You know that's not what I meant.
Who we playing?
I don't fucking know.
Shit, I'll check. No, I got you. Let me see.
What the
Oh,
What'd it say?
Kaijo.
Oh.
Right.
You know, I'm not even mad at that. Not mad at all. Not mad at all. I would go as far as to say I'd be open to possibly toying with the notion of actually playing him. I mean, Kisei is a great player.
Excellent player.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly.
And you know, all I'm saying is, comparing them to the other niggas,
it's not that bad. No
no
disrespect.
disrespect.
No
Wait, hold on now. Can't forget he got that copy shit.
Indeed, he does. But check this out. We some
Comparatively speaking.
Comparatively speaking, he ain't got shit to copy. It's just gonna be a good old fashioned ass whooping.
So y'all
I'm gonna stop you right there. Watch your
did I even
fucking mouth. This ain't no regular nigga we talking about. He is still one of the generation of miracles, and in this here locker room, he will be respected as such.
Can't believe you even attempted to ask that dumbass question. Now I'm not even gonna tell you why I'm not playing. And as a matter of fact, just because you almost asked that, you fired, nigga.
You can't
Get the fuck out.
Fuck it.
You
I
silly.
wanna coach
I
y'all
can't believe
jazz
you just
niggas in a way.
disrespected that nigga like
You a
that.
disappointment,
Disrespectful as you silly bitch.
Disappoint the hell out of
Silly
me.
ass. You a silly bitch. Stupid as.
And they went for Kagami's team. That's what they would do. I just
I
want
think it
one
was
for
just
Sadie. I
funny
don't
when
know
they
why.
heard Kaiju.
Yeah, they're like, hold on.
They heard Kaiju. They said, that's
It's like
not
a regular ass whooping. Like, like it's not like too embarrassing. We could show up. Like we're ass. What's he gonna copy? I can't even dribble. Like,
That,
like what's good with that?
that shit was so funny to me. He said, there's not shit to copy.
Oh man.
And it's funny because I'm just like, you know how I feel about Kisei, so I'm just like, I'm not giving him no respect.
He's cool, but he's not them. So I get it. He's not them. He really isn't. So that was pretty good. Robot and Sasuke. Backstory. All right, man. Thank you guys for rocking with me with these two little streams. Can I rate anybody? Sorry, Simi, I failed them, but I'm gonna rate Jesse. How do I do this again? Will I just ever get good at life? Actually, I'm gonna rate my cousin. My cousin Reno. Or maybe I'll do is he actually live though? I'll do Milios. 5, 4, 3, camping. I still gotta edit. Fuck. I'm so excited to go to bed. Like, damn it, it's not. I gotta edit. I'm usually done by now. Damn. Who is that?
Yeah, it's
Something.
10:30.
It's 10:30. It's like 10:40 now. Have a good night too, Abdel. Yeah, I'll be safe, man.